Ms. Fauzia, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Here I, Fauzia Auton Malik, as a moderator for today's seminar, specifically in the first section. So, for this first section, there will be a presentation about food additive by Miss Yulianita Nursakinah as a keynote speaker. Okay, so Miss Yulianita, are you ready to deliver the topic?
Yes, Miss Fauzia.
All right, then to Miss Yulianita, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Fauzia. Is my screen already appear?
Yes.
All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I'm sorry because my connection is not that good, so I cannot turn on my camera. So here, I will deliver the material in my mind map related to food additives. So for the definition of food additives are substances that are added to food to maintain or improve the safety, freshness, taste, texture, or appearance of food. And the second one, there are several types of food additives. The first one is nutritional additives. Nutritional additives are used for the purpose of restoring nutrients or degraded during production, fortifying or enriching food in order to correct dietary deficiencies or adding nutrients to food substitutes. And the second, there is processing agents. The definition is number of agents are added to foods in order to aid in processing or to maintain the desired consistency of the product. There are two types. The common types of agents, stabilizer. Emulsifiers are used to maintain a uniform dispersion of one liquid in another, such as oil in water. And the second one is stabilizers and thickeners have many functions in food. Mostly it's for size and thickening polysaccharides, such as starch or proteins or gelatin. The primary function of this compound is to act as the thickening or gelling that increase the viscosity of the final product. And the third type is preservatives. It is a chemical which is added to food to prevent it from becoming moldy or decaying. Food preservatives are classified into two main groups, which are antioxidants and antimicrobials. For antioxidants, it prevents undesirable color and flavor change by oxidative mechanism in vegetables, fruits, and meat caused by oxygen in the air or oxidation. And for antimicrobials, it is inhibit the growth of spoilage and pathogenic microorganisms in food. And the next type it is sensory agents. There are three types of sensory agents, which are colorants, flavorings, and sweeteners. For colorants are often necessary to produce a uniform product from raw materials that vary in color intensity, and it is used as food additive are classified as natural or synthetic. Natural colorants are derived from plant, animal, and mineral sources, while synthetic colorants are primarily petroleum-based chemical compound. For flavorings, it is to enhance food's existing flavors. They may be from distillation, solfaction, maceration, among other methods, created artificially. And the third one are sweeteners. Here it is rose or table sugar is the standard on which the relative sweetness of all other sweeteners is based. because provide energy in the form of carbohydrates is considered as nutritive sweetener. Other nutritive sweeteners include glucose, fructose, corn, high fructose corn syrup, sugar alcohol, such as sorbitol, mannitol, and xylitol. And then for the process of making food additives, there are two, which are from plants, animal, or minerals, and also synthetic. Both of the process added intentionally to food to perform certain technological purposes which consumer often take for granted. And then the last subtopic is the example of food additives. There are monosodium glutamate or MSG, artificial food coloring, sodium nitrite, artificial sweeteners, artificial flavoring, sodium benzoate, and yeast extract. For monosodium glutamate or MSG is a common food additive used to intensify and enhance the flavor of savory dishes. It is found in a variety of processed food like frozen dinners, salty snacks, and canned soups. It's also often added to foods at restaurants and fast food places. And then for artificial food coloring, it is used to brighten and improve the appearance of everything, especially for food. The third one is sodium nitrite, frequently found in processed meats. Sodium nitrite act as a preservative to prevent the growth of bacteria while also sulfur and reddish color. When exposed to like heat and in the presence of amino acid, turn into nitrosamine that is common, which have many effects. And fourth one is artificial sweeteners. It is used in many diet foods and enhance sweetness while reducing caloric content. Common types of artificial sweeteners include aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and azoframpotium. Some studies show that artificial sweeteners can aid in weight loss and help blood sugar. And one is
Halo, Miss Yulianita. Okay, let's continue.
Hello, can you hear my voice?
Yes, Miss Yulianita.
So I will continue. For artificial flavoring, it is chemicals designed to mimic the taste of other ingredients, and they can be used to imitate a variety of different flavors from popcorn and caramel to fruit and beyond. The example. And then the next is sodium benzoate. It is a preservative, often used in drinks and foods like sing, pills, juice, and condiments. And the last example of food additives is extract, or also autolyzed yeast extract, or is added to certain foods like cheese, and yeast in a warm environment. Then spinning it in a centrifuge and discarding the cell walls of yeast. Starch contains glutamate, which is type of nonylate found in many foods. Maybe that's all from my explanation. I return back to Ms. Fauzia as a moderator. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Miss Yulianita, for your amazing presentation. So next, we will jump to Q&A section. Here we will go with 3 questions first. So for the audience who want to ask, you can raise your hand. Okay, so maybe 3 questions first. Yeah. So to Miss Fania, please go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, first of all, thank you for the moderator for choosing me first, and then thank you for Yuli also for the great presentation. I just want to ask, can food additive are be used to all the food stuff? That's all.
All right, so the question is, can food additives be used to all the food stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay, to Miss Yulianita, do you want to answer it now or keep it first?
I will keep it first, Ms. Fauzia.
All right, then, okay, we'll go next to Miss Safa. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fauzia, for the opportunity, and thank you, Ms. Yuli, for the great presentations. I'm just curious, since we know that there are a lot of foods and beverages use these food additives, are all food additives regulated before going to the market for sale? And if it yes, how does the regulation work? That's all. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Miss Safu, can you repeat the question?
Oh, okay. So are all the foods additives regulated before going to the market for sale? And if yes, how does the regulation work? Can you get my questions?
Yes, yes. So are all food additives regulated before going to the market first?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so next for Miss Rahil, please go ahead and ask the question.
Okay, thank you, Miss Fauzia, for giving me opportunity to ask, and thank you, Miss Yuli, for a great presentation. I want to ask, is food additive affect our health, and how do food additive affect our health? Is my question clear?
Yes, Miss Rahil.
Thank you.
So maybe we'll keep the 3 questions first, and we'll wait for Miss Yulianita to answer the question.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fauzia. Miss Fauzia, may I answer now?
Yes, Miss Yulianita, go ahead.
Okay, so I will answer Miss Vania's question first. So the question is, can food additives be used in all foodstuffs? Basically, yes. Food additives can be used in all foodstuffs, but in some foodstuffs, the use of additives is very limited, such as in milk, fresh fruit and vegetables, and also fresh meat, which is the unprocessed foodstuffs. It's only a few additives are authorized. It means it's only a few additives can be used for these foodstuffs. So the more a foodstuff is processed, additives are authorized or can be used, such as savory snacks, flavor beverage, and products in this category of highly additives are authorized for use. For some food stuff that is of it that can be used is very limited, but for the food stuff is processed, the food additive use is more than the unprocessed.
All right, maybe that's the answer for Miss Fania. Was the answer clear?
Yes, basically it's clear. Thank you so much.
Then, yes.
I'm sorry, Miss Fania, is my voice clear before?
Yes, Miss Yuli, it's not that clear, but I got it. I got the answer. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Miss Fania. And next, I will answer Miss Safa's question. Are all food additives regulated before going on the market for sale, and how does the regulation work? So actually, all food additives must be regulated first before it's going to the market. So when a manufacturer wants to put a new additive on the market, they first need to petition the FDA, which is control the food additive, that stands for Food and Drug Administration. So this FDA petition must provide evidence that which proof that the food is safe for use consumption by the community. After that, the FDA then evaluates the ingredients and consider many safety factors. If it is approved, the FDA establishes a safe use dose with a significant safety margin to ensure the ingredient doesn't harm people. And then the regulation ensures manufacturers only use smallest amount needed to achieve the desired outcome. So this helps eliminate unnecessary exposure for any ingredient. Is it clear, Ms. Safa?
Yes, Miss Yuli, I can catch up your answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Safa. And for the question, I will answer Hak's question. how food additives affect our health. Yes, but it is for only some people that are sensitive. So there are some people that are sensitive to particular food additives and may have reaction like hives or diarrhea. But it doesn't mean that all foods containing additives need to be automatically treated with suspicion. And all foods are made up of chemicals, and food additives are not always less safe than naturally occurring chemicals. Many of the food additives used by the food industry also occur naturally within food that people eat every day. For example, monosodium glutamate or MSG. It is found naturally in Parmesan cheese, sardine, and tomato, and it is in significantly greater quantities than the MSG present as a food additive. People with food allergies and intolerant are also sensitive to chemicals found naturally in food such as fish. So many people view that food additives as a major threat, but it is not because in terms of threat, at the end of the line. So if we have foodborne organisms such as salmonella and inappropriate hygiene, and it can enhance and early occurring toxins. So food additive will be affect our health, which is can produce risk, but only consuming food is safe. But after the point that already I explained before, so this can be a health. Is it clear, Mr.?
To Miss Wilhak, is it already clear?
Yes, I can get the answer. Thank you, Miss Yoli.
All right, Miss Yulianita, thank you for your answer. We will go to the second session. So we will go with 3 questions again. For the audience, you can raise your hand first. We will wait for one again, maybe. Okay, now maybe for Miss Anisha, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Fauzia, for the opportunity, and also thank you, Ms. Yulianita, for your presentation. I want to ask, what is the main difference between the natural and artificial ingredients in a food additive? And also, is it a natural ingredients is more safer than an artificial ingredients if we use in a food additive? Can you get my question?
Yes, Miss Anisha. So the question is, what is the main difference between natural and artificial food additive, right?
Yes.
And can you repeat the question after that?
And is it a natural ingredients is more safer than an artificial ingredients if you use as a food additive?
All right. Okay, thank you for Miss Anisha for the question. Next, for Miss Riza, you can go ahead and ask the question.
Okay, is my voice clear?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for Miss Fauzia for letting me ask, and also for Miss Yuli. Thank you so much for your presentation. It's a great presentation, even though you have a network connection issue. I still wonder about. It's related with Fania's question before. Fania's question is the additives be used in all food stuff, but my question is, can any substance be used as food additives? And if yes, what kind of substance that is compatible to be these food additives? Thank you. Is my question clear?
Yes, so the question is, can any substance be used for being the food additives? And
Hello?
yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, can
Yes, that's the question. Can any substance be used as food additives? And if yes, what is that substance that is compatible?
all right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you for Ms. Riza for the question. Maybe for the second session of this Q&A, we will take just 2 questions. So for Ms. Yulianita, you can take your time for answering the question.
Ms. Fauzia, may I?
Yes, Miss Yulianita, you can go ahead and answer the question.
Okay. Answer yes. Then is what is the main difference between natural and artificial, and which one is ingredients are derived from natural and corn, while artificial ingredients are added ingredients which are not found in nature and therefore must be synthetically produced. Also, some ingredients found in nature can be and produce more better and more than their natural counterparts. For example, vitamin C or ascorbic acid may be more range or produced laboratory. Food ingredients are subject to the strict safety so whether or actually so there is no more safe because both of them have the same strict safety standards. So no matter they are naturally or artificially derived. And then for the one from Miss Riza, can any substance be used as food additive? The answer is no, because only food that are listed in the EU or European Union legislation food. It also can be done only under conditions. Example of this which can concern potassium carbonate, so some food additives that for example, natsin and torbic acid and ferrocin. Misa and Misa.
For Miss Riza, is the answer is clear enough?
It's not that clear actually because of the connection, but it's okay. I can get the point. Thank you.
All right, then thank you for Miss Yulianita for answering the question, also for the participation for the question. So because the time is limited, maybe enough for the Q&A, and to close the first section, I would like to give a conclusion from this topic. So food additives are substances that are added to the food to maintain and improve the safety, freshness, taste, texture, or appearance of the food. The types of food additives are sensory agents like sweeteners, flavoring, and colorant. The other type of food additive is nutrition additives, processing agents, and preservatives. The example of food additives are MSG, food coloring, sodium nitrate, artificial sweeteners, artificial flavoring, sodium benzene, and yeast extract. Also, for food additives can be made from plants, animals, or mineral, and also through synthetic process. Maybe that's all from me as a moderator for this first section. Thank you for your participation. I'm sorry if there is any mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'll give it back to Ms. Lilith.